Yes, recording. Yes, fine. So we have discussed in the last class the types of contract. Types of contract we have discussed in the last class. So we have seen on the basis of validity there are six types of contract that we have seen, and we have also discussed case law Balfour versus Balfour. Balfour versus Balfour case law is relating to intention to create legal relationship, whether in this case law there is intention to create legal relationship. That and all we have seen in the last class. Then we have uh, uh, covered the various types, that is on various classification, on the basis of various classification what are the types of contract we have seen in the last class. So now we are going to move on to the next topic, difference between voidable and void contract. Difference between voidable and void contract. So now what happens is, now you know, right, what is voidable contract? You know, can you tell me what is voidable contract? Anyone? What is voidable contract? Voidable, what do you mean by voidable? The name itself suggests, the name itself suggests. Yes, whether the voice is clear now? Voice is clear, right?
It,
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
sir, in between it got stuck, sir.
Yeah, connectivity, I lost the connectivity. Yes, so now it is proper, right?
Okay.
Whether it is proper now?
No.
No.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes, fine. So now I am talking
Yes.
about voidable contract. So what do you mean by voidable contract? The name itself suggests voidable means avoidable. Voidable means what? Avoidable. So how it is avoidable? Avoidable at the option of the party whose consent is not obtained free. Avoidable at the option of the party whose consent is not obtained free. That means what? Suppose whose consent is obtained by threat or some undue influence, some misrepresentation, or by fraud. In that case, consent is said to be not free. So that is known as voidable contract. What do you mean by void contract? Void contract means the contract which cannot be enforceable by law. That means the act or agreement which cannot be passed in the court of law, that is illegal in nature. That is void contract. So whether void contract and illegal contract is one and the same, that we need to see. So void contract is different because in the case of void contract, there is no punishment is given. That means there is no imprisonment is given. But in the case of illegal contract, there is imprisonment or fine is imposed. So in the case of void contract, what happens? Only the damage, only the suffered party can claim damage in the case of void contract. So now you see the difference here. Yes, first difference between voidable and void contract. A voidable contract is enforceable at the option of aggrieved party, but void contract cannot be enforced in the court of law. So what do you mean by aggrieved party? So can anyone tell me what do you mean by aggrieved? What do you mean by the word aggrieved? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by the word aggrieved? Yes, answer. What do you mean by the word aggrieved? Aggrieved party. What do you mean by the word aggrieved? Yes, answer. What do you mean by the word aggrieved? Amrita, Ankita, Ashish, Kushal, Pratish, Rajat, Shifali, Swati. What do you mean by the word aggrieved? Aggrieved means what? Aggrieved party. Yes, anyone. Anyone try to give the answer? Aggrieved party. Yes, answer. Aggrieved means angry party, suffered party. Okay. Amrita is saying suffered, Kushal is saying angry. Okay. Aggrieved party means suffered party. Yes, correct answer. Suffered party, not angry party. It is a suffered party. So, what happens here in the case of voidable contract? See this, it can be enforceable only at the option of suffered party. That means what? If a suffered party unable, or if suppose if the suffered party decide to cancel the contract, in that case what happens? In that case, voidable contract cannot be enforced in the court of law. Voidable contract cannot be enforced in the court of law. So the first difference, see this, voidable contract, first it is a valid contract due to some answer, due to some event. it becomes voidable or avoidable. So that is the meaning of the first statement. See this. Now, second difference. The third party acquires good title to the goods by a person claiming the same under voidable contract, provided transfer takes place before the contract is avoided. However, third party gets no right to the goods transferred by a person claiming the same under void contract. So, what do you mean by that? Good title means what? Good title means what? Can you tell me what do you mean by the word title? Good title means what? Anyone, can you answer good title? What do you mean by the word good title? Yes, anyone can answer. Title. Title means what? Title. The word title. The word title means what? Title means ownership. Yes, correct answer. Title means here ownership. So in the case of what voidable contract, suppose one party gives me a threat, then I will transfer my property to another party. In that case, I am not the owner of my property, isn't it? I am not the owner of my property. Now, who is the owner? The party who has taken my consent with some unfair measure, with some coercion or undue influence or fraud. So now that is the meaning of good title. That is in the case of voidable contract, there can be a good title. See this. But in the case of void contract, there is no good title. Why? In the case of void contract, there is no good title. What is the reason? What is the reason? Void contract, there is no good title. Very simple. Very simple. What is the reason? In the case of void contract, there is no good title. What is the reason? Because void contract we cannot enforce in the court of law. So that means what? It is not a contract at all. In a simple way, we can say that void contract is not a contract at all. That is void from the very beginning. So at the time of formation of the contract itself, it is void. So in that case, it doesn't matter who is transferring the property or who is transferring one thing from one person to another person, doesn't matter. The person who is receiving the thing will not get the ownership. Person who is receiving the thing will not get the ownership in the case of void contract because it is cannot be enforceable in the court of law. See this. So these are the main two difference between voidable contract and void contract. So now it is very clear between voidable and void contract. Now next thing between voidable and void agreement. Voidable and void agreement. Next difference between voidable and void agreement. Now my question is whether void agreement and void contract is one and the same. Whether void agreement and void contract is one and the same. Can you tell me now? Answer. Void agreement and void contract, whether it is same or whether it is different. See, last class we have discussed the types on the basis of validity. In that we have seen void agreement one separately and void contract separately. So whether it is one and the same. So in reality, if you see the reality, there is no void contract at all. There is no void contract at all. So if it is cannot be enforced in the court of law, that means what? It becomes void agreement because before forming the contract, there is one agreement, right? Only the agreement which is enforceable in the court of law becomes contract. So if there is no contract at all, so everything becomes void agreement itself, isn't it? If there is no contract at all, everything becomes void agreement itself. So now we need to see the difference between voidable and void agreement. So now you see the first one. What are the difference? First thing we need to see, a voidable contract continues to be valid until voidable contract continues to be valid until it is cancelled by the aggrieved party. On other hand, void agreement cannot be enforceable by law. So, what do you mean by the first thing? Voidable contract continues to be valid. That means first it is a valid contract. Let me take an example. Let me take an example. Suppose A decide to transfer his property to B. So, or A decide or A plan to sell his property to B worth 50 lakh to B. Okay, so here there is a promise. There is a promise to do certain thing because he's only planning. So there is a promise to do certain thing. But before the performance of the contract, what happens? B will do some unfair measures. B will take some unfair measures. He may use the undue influence, or he may take coercion. He may give a threat. In that case, I am going to sell my property at a lesser amount. In that case, what happens? You need to see here. See this. First, it is a valid contract when I am planned. Now it is a voidable contract because someone is giving. Yes, whether it is audible now, whether it is audible, right? Can you answer now? Yes, yes. So connectivity problem. So doesn't matter. So yes, we are talking about voidable. First it is valid. First it is valid contract. Now it becomes what? Voidable. Now it becomes voidable. So because now threat is given to person, that is A. Now threat is given to A, that is why it is voidable. So now you see the document. Yes. So now a voidable contract continues to be valid until it is cancelled by the aggrieved party. Aggrieved party means suffered party. On other hand, void agreement cannot be enforceable at law. That means void agreement cannot be a valid contract itself, because from the beginning itself it is void.
Sir,
So
can you repeat again, sir? Sir, can you repeat it again, sir? It got stuck in between.
okay, fine, fine. Yes. So connectivity problem. Yes, I will repeat it. See, now we were discussing about voidable and void agreement. So now see, first thing we have discussed, it is what? See, this voidable contract continues to be valid until it is cancelled by the aggrieved party. So now we need to see who is the aggrieved party. Aggrieved party means the suffered party whose consent is not obtained free. Suppose my consent is not obtained free, that means suppose some threat is given. Because of that reason, I am transferring the property at a lesser amount. So that means my consent is not obtained free. That means I am not willfully selling my property. Because of some threat, I am selling my property to someone else. So now it is voidable at the option of whom? Now it is voidable at the option of whom? Now it is voidable at the option of me, because I am selling the property. My consent is not obtained free. So so now there is option now. Either I can continue with the contract or I can cancel the contract. I can continue with the contract or I can cancel the contract. If I cancel the contract, voidable agreement becomes void agreement. If I continues with the contract, it becomes voidable. Before giving the threat to me, before other party is giving the threat to me, what happens? It became what? It is a valid contract. Before giving the threat, it is a valid contract. After giving the threat, it is a voidable contract. If I cancel, then it is a void contract. So there are three cases. So now you see, void agreement we cannot enforce because there is void ab initio. Void ab initio means what? Can you tell me? Ab initio means what? Ab initio. Void ab initio means what? Void ab initio. So very important. Can you tell me now? Void ab initio means what? Can you tell the meaning? Fastly. Can you tell the meaning now? Void ab initio. Anyone? Ab initio means what? Void from the very beginning. Yes, correct answer. Void from the beginning. Yes, ab initio means from the beginning. Ab initio means what? From the beginning. That means at the time of formation of the contract itself. At the time of formation of the contract itself, contract cannot be enforced in the court of law. So that is the meaning of this sentence. See this. Void agreement cannot be enforceable at law. Now, second difference between voidable and void agreement. A voidable contract is not void from the very beginning. That is true, right? Because it is a valid contract. Voidable contract is at the beginning, it is a valid contract. Yes, true. It becomes invalid only if the aggrieved party want to cancel it. Yes, correct. If I want to cancel it, it becomes invalid. That is void contract. However, void agreement is invalid from the beginning itself. That means ab initio. So this point is very clear. Second point is very clear between the difference between voidable and void agreement. Now you see the third point. Third point, if you see, voidable contract. In the case of voidable contract, aggrieved party can claim damages from other party. On other hand, aggrieved party cannot claim damages in the case of void agreement. So here, in the case of voidable contract, suffered party, if I am a suffered party, I can claim the damage from the defaulting party. Who is a defaulting party? Can you tell me what do you mean by defaulting party? Defaulting party means what? What do you mean by defaulting party? Yes, very simple. What do you mean by the defaulting party? Can you tell me now? Anyone answer? What do you mean by the defaulting party? I am a suffered party. So, who is the defaulting party, or what do you mean by the defaulting party? Defaulting party means the person who has taken some unfair means or some illegal measures as per the law. So, that person is a defaulting party. Suppose voidable, to become a contract voidable, what and all conditions should be satisfied? One is coercion, that is physical force, or else undue influence, mental force, or else misrepresentation by not an intention of hurting others. Mistake means with an intention of hurting others. Fraud means illegal intention. So there are 5 cases of voidable contract. Yes. So now you see here, in the case of void agreement, agreed party cannot claim damage. Why agreed party cannot claim damage in the case of void agreement? Because it is not a contract at all. Void contract or void agreement is not a contract because it is cannot be enforced in the force of in the court of law. That is why aggrieved party or suffered party cannot claim damages in the case of void agreement. Now last one, see this, return of benefit. Return of benefit received by the aggrieved party is insisted upon in the case of voidable contract. Or now, but in the case of void agreement, what happens? Such a return is allowed only in certain cases. So here there is a provision in the case of voidable contract. Restoration. Return of benefit means what? Restoration of benefit. Suppose you have received any benefit under the contract before the contract becomes voidable, you can return that benefit. You have to return. You have to return that benefit once the contract becomes voidable or once the contract cannot be enforced in the court of law. But in the case of void agreement, what happens? There is only at certain cases itself, only at few circumstances, if both the parties agrees, then only such a return of benefit is allowed. Or else illegal contract, anyone can keep the transferred property because it is illegal. No one can take action. No one can take action, so anyone can keep the transferred thing or transferred property. Yes, so these are the things, these are the 4 things comes under difference between voidable and void agreement, voidable contract and void agreement. 4 difference are there. So last topic of this chapter is difference between void agreement and illegal agreement. Void agreement and illegal agreement. So now my question is whether void agreement and illegal agreement is same. Can you tell me now? Void agreement and illegal agreement, whether it is same? No, it is not same. Why it is not same? Can you tell me why it is not same? In the case of void agreement, there is no punishment is given. That means I have told in the beginning itself, I have told no punishment is given. Punishment means no imprisonment is given. But in the case of illegal agreement, in the case of illegal agreement, what happens? So restrained. So you see, restraining the person from marrying. What do you mean by restraining? Restraining means stopping the person from marrying or kidnapping any person or dealing in drugs, kidnapping others, yes, then printing fake currency notes. So these are the things, whether it is a void or illegal. Can you tell me now? Whatever the example I told, whether it is void or illegal, whether it is void or illegal now, all these things, yes, illegal, these things are illegal, correct? So if these things are committed by any person for that matter, is eligible for punishment under court of law. So punishment may be any sentence may be given, or else imprisonment for up to several years may be there, or else a heavy fine may be imposed. So these are the things are there in the case of illegal agreement. So now you see difference between void agreement and illegal agreement. First thing, void agreement is an agreement which is not enforceable at law. but it is not illegal. So now it is very clear, void agreement is not enforceable at law, that you know meaning of void agreement, but it is not illegal. On other hand, illegal agreement is not only enforceable but it is also punishable. It is illegal as well as punishable. That is the first difference. Second difference, in void agreement, first agreement is inoperative, the collateral agreement would be valid. First agreement is inoperative, collateral agreement is would be valid. Whereas in the case of illegal agreement, both main and collateral agreement is void and punishable. So here the word collateral means what? Can you tell me what do you mean by the word collateral? Collateral means what here? In this context, what do you mean by the word collateral? Yes, anyone? What do you mean by the word collateral? Yes, can you tell me? Anyone, can you tell me? What do you mean by the word collateral? Yes, answer. What do you mean by the word collateral? Anyone? Collateral means security. Yes, correct. Collateral means security, but in this context, I am talking in this context. In this context, what do you mean by collateral? Collateral means subsequent here. So here collateral means what? Subsequent. First, so suppose there are more than one agreement, or suppose there are more than one agreement. That means if first agreement is void, if a first agreement is void, that is not necessary that second agreement is also void. If first agreement is void, not necessarily that second agreement is also void. So it may be valid in the case of void agreement. But in the case of illegal agreement, first as well as second, third, fourth, fifth, all subsequent agreements are void and illegal, which cannot be enforceable in the court of law. So that is the meaning of this one. See this, only the first agreement is inoperative, collateral agreement would be valid, whereas in the case of illegal agreement, both main as well as subsequent or collateral agreements are void and punishable. So these are the things comes, or these two are the difference between void agreement and illegal agreement. Yes, these are the things comes in the first chapter. So we have seen all the topics of first chapter. So now I want to ask if there is any doubt in this chapter or regarding case law. We have discussed one case law. If you want to explain me that case law again, I can do that. So can you tell me if there is any doubt regarding this chapter now? First chapter, introduction to business law. So what and all we have discussed in this? First thing we discussed about law. So what do you mean by law? We have discussed. Then we discussed from where and all law came. From where and all law came, that is sources of law, or then functions of law also we have seen. What are the functions of law? Then what do you mean by contract? Then what do you mean by contract? We have discussed. Then what are the legal rules regarding the contract? Regarding the valid contract, we have seen. Then difference between contract and agreement we have discussed. Then types of contract, there are various types of contract we have seen. Then Balfour versus Balfour case is also there, very important. Balfour versus Balfour case 1919, that is about intention to create legal relationship we have seen. Then there is a various difference, voidable and void contract, what is the difference? Void agreement and illegal agreement, what is the difference? So that and all now we have discussed. So any doubt in this chapter? Any doubt in this chapter? First chapter, introduction to business law. Any doubt? Now you can ask, unmute yourself and ask the doubt if there is any. Yes, answer. Answer please. Any doubt?